Hello students, I hope you all are fine. Today we are going to start new chapter 6, soil. In this chapter we will study about soil and its importance, weathering of soil means how soil is formed, types of soil and soil erosion, causes of soil erosion, soil conservation and methods of soil conservation. Now first we will discuss about soil. We all know that soil is very important and valuable natural resource. We cannot imagine our life without soil. Why? Because plants and trees grow in the soil, and if there would be no soil, there would be no plants and we cannot get food and oxygen. So it is very valuable natural resource. And soil is also home of many animals like rabbit, earthworm, ant, etc. And we can define soil as the uppermost layer of the earth that contains minerals, some amount of air, water, and organic matter is called soil. Organic matter means dead plants and animals. This makes the soil fertile. Now let us discuss about how soil is formed. Soil is formed by a natural process known as weathering. Now, what is weathering? Big pieces of rocks break down into tiny pieces by the heat of the sun, moving air, and running water. So, all these things make rocks weak, and then cracks develop in the rocks, and slowly and gradually big pieces of rocks break down into tiny pieces, and this process is called weathering. When these tiny pieces mix with organic matter means remains of dead plants and animals, and with minerals, then soil is formed. So we can say soil is formed by weathering of rocks. Weathering of rocks means big pieces of rocks break down into tiny pieces by the action of heat or moving air or running water. So this way soil is formed, and it is a natural process. It is a slow process which takes thousands of years. Now next we will discuss about types of soil. You all must have seen that different types of soils are found in different places. The soil which is found on road, that is different from the soil which we find in garden or field, and the soil which is found near the seashores or near ponds or rivers, that is also different. So we find different types of soil at different places, and the type of soil depends upon the kind of rock from which it is formed. And soil also differ in size, color and texture of particles, and depending upon this there are mainly three types of soil: sandy soil, clay soil and loamy soil. Now first we will discuss about sandy soil. Sandy soil mainly contains sand, and it is found in deserts and seashores. Sandy soil is yellow or light brown in color. It cannot hold much water, and it is mixed with cement and used for making buildings. Now next is clay soil. Clay soil mainly contains clay, and it is found in ponds and riverbeds, and it has lot of water. It can hold a lot of water as water does not pass through its particles easily, and it is sticky kind of soil, and it is used for making pots, toys and kacha houses. Now next type of soil is loamy soil. Loamy soil is a mixture of sand and clay both. It contains sand as well as clay, and it can hold enough air and water, and this is best soil. It is good for growing plants as it contains humus. Humus means remains of dead plants and animals. This humus makes the soil fertile. So that's why it is good for growing plants. So it is best soil for growing plants. Now next is soil erosion. We know that soil has many layers, and the topmost layer of the soil is called topsoil. And this is the most fertile layer and best soil for growing plants. Why it is best soil for growing plants? Because it is rich in humus, means dead remains of plants and animals. So this topsoil is carried away by strong wind and running water. And this process of removal of fertile topsoil by the action of wind, rain, or river water is called soil erosion. So next is causes of soil erosion. As we have discussed that soil erosion is removal of topsoil by wind or water. So strong wind is also a cause of soil erosion. Topsoil get removed with strong wind, and deforestation is also another cause of soil erosion. Deforestation means cutting down trees on large scale. We know that roots of the trees bind the soil particles tightly, and this prevents soil erosion. But if there would be no trees, then the soil become loose and it can be easily blown away with wind, or it can be washed away by water. So deforestation is also one of the cause of soil erosion. Then next is overgrazing. Overgrazing means when we leave grazing animals on the same piece of land year after year, then that land become barren. So it also causes soil erosion. And then last causes heavy rain causing floods. Sometimes due to heavy rain, it causes floods, and flood water can easily wash away the topmost fertile layer. So it can also cause soil erosion. Now next is conservation of soil. As we have already studied that soil erosion can remove the topmost fertile layer of the soil. So due to soil erosion, the land become unfit for farming or for growing plants. So that land become useless. So we need to prevent soil erosion. So this protection of soil from its erosion is called conservation of soil. Now let us discuss methods of conservation of soil. Soil can be conserved in many ways. For example, number of trees planted should be more than the number of trees cut down. And we should also grow different types of crops in the same field to maintain the fertility of soil. And this is called crop rotation. So this way we can prevent soil erosion as well as we can maintain fertility of soil. And in open fields, trees or grass should be planted to prevent soil erosion because roots of the trees hold the soil tightly, as we have already discussed in previous topic. And floods cause soil erosion, so dams should also be built to stop floods. And if we will build dams, then this can stop floods and it can prevent soil erosion. And grazing animals like goats and cows should not be allowed to graze on the same area of land continuously for a long time, because this overgrazing also reduces the fertility of soil and it also causes soil erosion. So we should prevent soil erosion, or we should prevent overgrazing. And step farming and construction of embankments also help to stop soil erosion. Now, what is step farming or terrace farming? Step farming and terrace farming you all must have seen in hilly areas. In hilly areas, hills are cut into steps so that soil eroded from one step get deposited on the other step. So this way we can prevent soil erosion. And construction of embankments near the river banks can also prevent soil erosion. So all these methods can conserve soil. So I hope you have understood all the topics of this chapter. Thank you.